Hey everyone, what is going on? So again, the boy is back, dude. Keeping the streak going. We got the LG G5 in the house, and we're gonna take a super quick look at it and see how it holds up in 2018. Now, the G5 actually came out in 2016, so I mean, it's not even that old. It's barely 2 years old at this point, and I'm pretty surprised. I mean, the body still feels pretty premium. It actually has a removable battery. I'll get into that in a second. It also has a micro SD card slot. The screen is 5.3 inches. It's an IPS panel, and surprisingly, the screen size actually went down from the G4 to the G5, so that's kind of weird. It usually goes up, but it also has a 8 megapixel front camera, which isn't that bad at all, and a 16 megapixel main camera on the back, and it also has an 8 megapixel secondary camera, and it takes pretty good photos. I'm not gonna lie. The camera UI is still a bit laggy though. I don't really know the best way to put it. I'm just not a fan of the whole camera app on the G5, G4, G3, all those G phones, and for some reason the G5 still doesn't have the capability of shooting 4K videos, which is it's pretty much the same exact video qualities as the G4, so I'm kind of sad they didn't really bump that up at all. It also has laser autofocus. I mean, honestly, I'd rate the camera about an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good, but it just doesn't have those, full camera capabilities as today's flagships do. It also has a fingerprint sensor. This is the first G phone that had a fingerprint sensor, so that's super cool, and it's pretty good. You also have a USB Type-C charger on the bottom. Now, turning on the phone, we have Android 7.0, which if you think about it is already outdated. I haven't heard anything about this phone getting Android Oreo, but I mean, whatever. And it handles Android 7.0 pretty well. Performance-wise, it has a quad-core processor, an Adreno 530 GPU, and 4 gigs of RAM. The phone is actually pretty powerful. It handles pretty much everything I throw at it. I mean, my usage isn't that extreme, but I am, sometimes multitasking between a lot of apps, and I didn't see this hiccup that much anywhere. Probably opening up a really huge app, let's say like Real Racing 3, for example, for multitasking, it'll take like an extra second or two, but I mean, all in all, like, it's nothing that I'm going to complain about. And gaming was also pretty good. The casual games run fine on this as expected. Heavier games like Real Racing 3 were very good as well. Now, I'm surprised from the jump from the G3 when it was super laggy, G4 was kind of laggy, and G5, like, I can't really see too many skipped frames. It's pretty much normal, how I expected it to play. So I'm pretty surprised there, and I'm glad that, this phone at least can play heavier games pretty well. Now, I said I was going to get into battery life, and honestly, it's kind of a strange thing. So it has a 2800 milliamp hour battery, which is kind of weird. It went down from the G4, which had 3000 milliamp hours. And I mean, for a phone this caliber with the specs that it has, they should have put like a 3500 milliamp hour or something like that. Battery life, honestly, is not that good, but the battery is removable. Now, you have to kind of wiggle it around a little bit, and there's a little button on the side that'll actually detach the bottom to come out. And I don't know what they were doing here. They were trying to do like push the whole like modular phone movement and all that stuff. I think honestly LG was too ahead of their time. I think they saw a lot of things they could do with it, sell a lot of parts and stuff like that, but honestly it never took off, and that's why some people say the G5 was actually the worst phone out of the G series that they made. But I don't know. One thing that I noticed though that I hate the most about it probably is how hot it gets. Like, this phone just heats up like crazy. Every time I'm about to do something with it, it'll randomly just start heating up. I'm just not a fan of that at all. But yeah, the battery is removable, so you can always put a different battery in it. Now, you can't really like get an extended battery or bigger battery, but you can't swap it out, so I'll leave some links in the description for some other batteries that you can put in here. Yeah, and every time I open the battery case, I always feel like I'm about to break the phone, like something bad's gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, I could probably get a full day of usage out of it maybe, but most likely towards the end of the day I would have to charge it on my usage, and like I said, my usage isn't even that heavy. And I read some conflicting stuff online, but I think the boot loop issue is still on this phone as well, but not as many units as the G4, so it didn't affect as many units as the G4 did. So if you get one, you should be good. You shouldn't have to worry about a boot loop problem, but I can't promise that. I mean, I would say probably like 3% or like 2% of units, totally have it. So is the LG G5 still worth it in 2018? I would say yes. It still has tons of life left in it. There's also custom ROMs and you can root it. I say in every video I'm really annoying about it, but I don't think a lot of people consider that. It can really breathe some life into your phone. So yeah, it's not a bad phone in my opinion. If I was an Android user, I could probably see myself using this for like maybe a year and a half before I get old of it. I mean, it's not a bad phone. Probably the two worst things about it are the battery life and how much this phone heats up every so often. Other than that, I could probably deal with the rest. And guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys want me to review something else, or you have questions or answers or something, leave that down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to read it. And guys, we just hit 27,000 subscribers today. That means so freaking much. If you're new, hit that subscribe button so we can get to the next goal even faster. Hit the like button as well. That means so much. check the links out in the description. I always post some stuff that's relevant to me, so keep that down there, keep it locked down. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.